What's up, everybody out there in YouTube world, Facebook world, social media world, the world, wherever you happen to be watching my video today? Welcome to another episode of Musings with MGL. I'm going to do a quick little video here today about something that just basically broke yesterday and was all over the news. And that's this concept or this program that they came up with, the federal government came up with. They just passed a few weeks ago, a month ago or so, for the small business people. Okay, it's called the PPP. It was a plan basically to fund a bunch of money into the banks so that the banks could then give out small business loans to people out there who need them, and then hopefully keep their businesses afloat for several months until this situation is over with, and then people could open their businesses back up. And if they qualified, if they use that money to pay for their salaries for their employees, then they can get a certain percentage of that waived. There were no interest loans, but they can get a certain percentage of their loan balance waived if they used the money to pay their salaries and didn't lay people off. So it was this great program, right? Everybody was hailing it when it passed. All the parties were taking credit for it and saying how great it is for the small businesses. Well, guess what? That loan program lasted for about 2 weeks. As you see here, articles are everywhere. I just picked a random one from Newsday. Federal loan money intended for small businesses is all gone. The two federal loan programs that small business owners have been counting on to survive the coronavirus epidemic stopped taking applications on Thursday because they ran out of money. The U.S. Small Business Administration said the $349 billion lending limit for Paycheck Protection Program, so PPP, loans to be backed by Uncle Sam had been met. The $17 billion allocated for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program and a companion advance of up to $10,000 has been exhausted as well. SBA Administrator Jovito Carranza and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin called for more funding as thousands of loan applicants await processing. We urge Congress to appropriate additional funds. We want every eligible small business to participate and get the resources they need, they said in a statement. So here we go. They're out of money. All right. So we have this situation once again where the federal government and the state governments and local governments have forcibly shut down your business. Okay. Right or wrong. Again, that's a whole nother video, and I've done multiple videos on that. Right or wrong, the businesses are shut down through government action. Okay. It's not through a bad economic policy. It's not for bad decisions you made as a boss. It's shut down forcibly by the government. So the government says, okay, we're going to take care of you. We're going to pass this program, and we're going to send out this money out there, and you small businesses are going to be able to tap into this money, and you're going to be able to use it. It's going to be interest-free. You're going to get some of it waived, and then when the time comes to open the world back up, your business is going to pick right up where it left off, and everybody's going to be fine. So that was the plan, obviously, right? They passed it with great fanfare. It was part of the Phase 3 big government package that was passed. Billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, I take that back, trillions of dollars just about a month ago. And within, a week, 2 weeks, basically, it's out of money. And all the applications are still out there waiting. They didn't get it to everybody that needed to get it to. It was underfunded. I think it was ill executed. Because if you read a bunch of articles out there, you're going to find that a lot of the companies that this was not intended for snuck in and got the money first. So it was always intended for companies that had less than 500 employees. And the bigger companies weren't going to get it. Well, they figured out a way to get it. If you read some articles out there, you'll see that. So if it's a large company, for example, that has individual stores. So let's say it's a restaurant, a large chain restaurant that has a bunch of individual chains. Well, as a whole, they would obviously employ more than 500 people. Not franchises. Franchises are different where individual companies own them. I'm talking about chains, like one big conglomerate just owns a bunch of individual restaurants. So if each individual restaurant, they could consider its own corporation, which is the way a lot of them set it up, each one as a whole, so the big Fortune 500 company as a whole has more than 500 employees, so they wouldn't qualify, right? But if you submit an application with each individual branch of that corporation, so each individual restaurant or each individual retail store, whatever the entity is, each one would have less than 500 employees. So they went out and they hired a team of lawyers and bank people to fill out all these applications for all these individual places and submitted it, and they got all the money up front. They sucked all the money out in the beginning before actual real businesses that may only have one or two stores or just one store that has less than 500 employees could get their money. So it was abused, basically. It was scammed by a bunch of large companies again, to screw over the middle guy. And I'm a capitalist, okay? I'm not one of these big left-wingers that thinks, monies are bad and corporations are bad. I'm all for capitalism, okay? Large corporations, small corporations, hedge funds, managers, I don't care if you can make your money. So I'm not faulting these companies for exploiting loopholes and taking all this money. There may be some moral stuff to it, but look, if it's there, it's there. It's like taxes, if there's a loophole that you can take, you should take it. What I blame, of course, is always the person you blame, which is the government who creates these programs in the first place, because all they do is slap money price tags on them and say, here we go, we fixed the problem, without paying attention to the details, okay? They didn't take the time to make sure that it couldn't be abused by the right people, or they didn't take into account that it may be abused by these people and fund it with more money, okay? So it's just another example of the middle guy getting screwed out. So you have all these stimulus checks going out as well. A lot of people had their stimulus checks hit there this week. So if you make, and then they put on the stimulus checks an income cap, okay? So they put an income cap that says if in 2018 you made more than X amount of dollars, you can't get a stimulus check. Well, obviously what you made in 2018 has absolutely jack squat to do with what you're making in March and April of 2020 during the middle of the crisis. Just because you may have had a good year 2 years ago doesn't mean that you're having a good year now because your business is shut down. So they go ahead and put a cap on who gets the stimulus. So if you're a person who maybe had a decent living a couple years ago and now your business is making zero, you don't get a stimulus check because you made too much money according to your federal overlords a couple years ago, but you're also, now you can't get a business loan because they didn't put the right safeguards in there to stop the money from getting sucked up by the giant corporations. So once again, the people at the bottom who don't make a whole bunch of money, they get their money. The people at the top who don't need the money, they still get their money, and it's the people in the middle that get squeezed out. It's the really small business owner that's the middle class. You make too much to get the handouts, but you don't make enough to be able to survive regardless of what happens with the economy, like some of the bigger companies and corporations do. So it's just another example of government failure. I mean, even when they try and bail people out from something that they did, they still end up screwing it up. Now they're talking about passing, a phase 4 stimulus, which will refund it. And now here they are, typical political thing. They're bogged down in negotiating over it. One side wants, more of the money to go to corporations, and the other side wants the money, if it goes to corporations, to make sure it only goes to corporations that are owned by women or minorities or have the right board members, or, they're going to ask again for Green New Deal stuff. So they're up there fighting. Meanwhile, if you're one of these people that's in the middle, in the sweet spot, you're not getting a stimulus check and you're not getting a business loan, but you got zero income coming in because your small business has been shut down by the government, you're left out in the cold. So it's just, it's just frustrating. I'm one of those people that's going to fall basically in that middle gap. Thankfully, we planned and prepped and we're doing okay. I'm not whining. I'm not complaining. First world problems. Obviously, people out there have more issues than that. But I just think that if you're going to pass some sort of huge stimulus like this and give out the money, you goddamn better make sure that you have it set up correctly so that people can't abuse it and people can't walk away. And then you don't have a large group of people that are going to fall through the cracks in the middle. So I'm just quick little video here today to tell the government to get their crap together if they're going to fix this. And what they should do at this point, quite frankly, is just open the damn country back up, okay? I think the numbers that we're seeing right now support doing that. And I think people are getting tired of waiting. You're seeing, again, all these protests. I just did a video the other day on that. People are going to start going out and opening their businesses, and they're just not going to wait, because you're going to have, these are the people that you're seeing protesting, okay? You're not seeing the people who have guaranteed income coming in, like from the government, whether you're on social security income or already collecting unemployment, or you work for the government like law enforcement or politicians, etc. They're getting their money, so they're fine with saying, let's keep everything closed down because we don't need the money. Our business isn't failing. And then you got the other people on the higher end, like the celebrities and people out there who are like, oh, let's keep it all shut down. Well, they don't care because they're living in their mansions with millions of dollars in the bank account. Once again, the people in the middle who don't fall into either category. You don't get guaranteed money from the government through some sort of government job or government program. You don't get guaranteed money because you're a movie star or a basketball star with millions of dollars in the bank account. You're just sitting right there in the middle and you're getting hosed. So once again, we're getting hosed, and it's frustrating. So I'm just lashing out a little bit. Again, not on my own behalf, but I got lots of friends that I'm talking to personally and seeing posting on Facebook and stuff, and they're just really getting frustrated because they're getting screwed. So let's figure this thing out, America, and let's figure it out quickly, because people are running out of time, they're running out of money, and they're running out of patience. And if you guys can't get this crap right in the near future, you're just going to have more people going out there and saying, screw it, I'm going to open up my business, and whatever happens, happens. I mean, there's a big article in the paper today. Like I said, I'm in Florida. I've said that before. So there was a guy arrested in Pinellas County, which is the Tampa, St. Petersburg area. For those of you who live here, that's the big city that would jog your recognition about Florida. And the guy just opened up his shop, and he didn't care what the stay-at-home order said. He opened up his shop, and they went out there and they arrested him for opening up his shop in violation of the stay-at-home order. And he got to go to jail, and he had to post a bond and everything else and to get out of jail. So you're seeing these people just getting tired of it. They got to eat, they got to pay their families, or they got to pay their mortgage, they got to take care of their kids. You know, not everybody's mortgages are getting suspended. Not everybody's rent is getting suspended. Some of the power companies are still coming for their money. Not all landlords are getting rid of rent being due. Certainly, Ford and Toyota or whatever, they still want their car payments. So bills are still coming in, but no money's coming in. And then they pull crap like this where they pass a program that's supposed to help people out, and it fails within the first week or 2 weeks of it being open. And now, people are out there flapping around again, getting screwed over. So let's get this straight, America, okay? Let's stop screwing around. Let's find a solution to this, and let's get it over with before things get really bad, because I think things are about to get really bad if they don't get this stuff straightened out. So that's my rant for today. That's my musing for the day. As always, if you like what I have to say, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get updates when I post stuff. Give me a like, give me a dislike. Go ahead and comment. Tell me what you think about it. Did you get one of these loans? Did you not get one of these loans? Do you think the program is good? Are you ready for the country to just open back up and move on? Or do you think I'm a nut and wants everybody to die, and I'm selfish and doesn't care? I was called out on Facebook this week because I thought that it might be a good idea to start opening the economy back up, and I was told I was selfish and didn't care if people die. So that's where we are in America today. So if you think I'm selfish and want people to die, go ahead and comment that as well. I don't care. Everything helps out the channel. So that's my post for today. If you have a comment, click like, share, subscribe. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay open if you can, or open back up if you have to. And as always, please carry on.